knows all the night. As thousands fall to my left and to my right, but I will abide in the safety of your shadow, and under your wings my heart will find its rest. The wicked fall, and with my eyes I see that your faithfulness will be a shield to me, 'cause I have made my dwelling place in you, God, and I'm not afraid, 'cause I am held by you, God.
Good morning, everyone. If you'll be seated, we'll get started. Perhaps we won't. I can't really say. Good morning, everyone. All right. I'm trying. These young people, you can't discipline them, Hope. All right, sit down. Welcome. It's good to see you all. Beautiful day. It's the first Sunday of the month, and that means our master musician is back with us. Brian doing 3 more songs that he wrote with a super top secret harmony singing guest as well. So please welcome back Brian Clark.
So happy to be here. Your spirit fills the air. Light is everywhere, and love is all around. We can feel it in our feet, moving through our bones. Something in the air, right here, right now. Let the Spirit sing, let the love come down in a mighty stream. Listen to the sound as our voices rise and our faces shine. Let the rafters ring, this song has wings. Let Spirit sing. Let Spirit sing. Now the rhythm of life beating on and on leads us through the days and the nights and keeps us growing strong. I hear the voice like an angel's cry, and it's a song of faith, a song of hope, a song of light. Let the Spirit sing, let the love come down in a mighty stream. Listen to the sound as our voices rise and our faces shine. Let the rafters ring, this song has wings. Let Spirit sing. Go, you're going. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let Spirit sing. Let the love come down in a mighty stream. Listen to the sound as as our voices rise and our faces shine. Let the rafters ring this song as let the rafters ring this song as let the rafters ring this song as wings. Let spirits sing. 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 Let spirits sing.
Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing, you two. It was great. Thank you so much. Welcome back, Brian. We're always so happy to have you. And thank you, Katie, for using your amazing talent with us. So good morning, everyone. Good to see everybody. If we haven't met, I'm Reverend Jan Mourning. It is my absolute honor to be minister here at First Unity Church of St. Louis. I welcome everyone, but I especially welcome anyone who might be here for the first time today. We are so glad that you decided to spend your Sunday morning with us. We know you have many choices on Sunday morning, so whether you're in-house or whether you're online, you are just so welcome here. And I just need everybody to know that we are an unapologetically inclusive spiritual community, which simply means whoever you are, wherever you've been, whatever your spiritual path is or your life path, you are unequivocally welcome here. We just are a very welcoming community. So if you're here for the first time, you should find a guest information card in the pew in front of you. If you would like to fill it out, we will not harass you in any way. We're not about harassment here, but we would like to send you, if you want this, a year's complimentary subscription to our Daily Word magazine, which you will hear from in a few minutes. And if you're watching online, we extend the same offer to you. Simply go to the Contact Us section and fill in all your information, and we'll make that happen for you too. So if you do fill out a yellow card, you can put it in the offering box at the back of the room or the sanctuary, or you simply can hand it to one of the greeters, and they'll take care of it. So also, if you're here for the first time, whoops, I'm dropping something, we have a welcome packet, which gives you a little more information about ourselves as a spiritual community. They're on the table as you walk out, so be sure and pick one of those up. And so we will, a little bit later, have a highly trained prayer chaplain, Mary Tuminello, who will be available to pray with you if you're here in-house. And if you're watching online, we offer the same thing to you, and you can simply go to the Need Prayer section on our website, and we will hold you in prayer for 30 days. We're all about prayer here. It's a very, our whole foundation of unity is about prayer. So we're going to quickly review some upcoming events. These are future March dates, and they're also posted on our website, Facebook page, and most are in our newsletter. I have to give you a little story about the newsletter. You did not receive it yesterday. If you did, you're really magical, because our person who just worked so faithfully on it, Patricia Reese, who's wintering in Arizona, sent it in, and it absolutely crashed and went who knows where. Constant Contact could not get it back again. She worked all day Friday and it was frantically trying to get it out. Because of all the upcoming events, we are going to get it to you, but it will be one day this week. It'll be late. So, and just hold Patricia in prayer and send her some prayers of gratitude for redoing it all. It was amazing. So just a quick review of the upcoming events. March 8th and the 22nd, the body combat exercise class is still ongoing. We thank Valerie Harris for doing this for us. It's offered on a love offering basis. It's a great class and a good workout. So please join us. I'm going to be there this Saturday. March 11th is book club. Later in the month, the 17th, is women's and men's groups meet, not together, but separately, and we'll highlight that more later. On the 20th, quilters and crafters meet in the adult classroom. And then on the 26th, the grief support group, we actually couldn't meet last month because of weather, so we're looking forward to getting together. So if you know anyone who is suffering from a loss of a loved one, please let them know about this. It is the 26th from 1 to 3. And Lisa, would you wave to everybody. Lisa's our amazing facilitator. She does a great job, and so we appreciate her so much. So thank you, Lisa, for all you're doing. So most of you know now, on March 28th, we are having a very special concert here at First Unity, probably the biggest thing we've ever done. Aaron Bodie, it will be with us. It's called An Evening with Aaron Bodie. It also features Kim Fuller, accompanied by Carol Beth True, and Steve will be accompanying Aaron. They play together a lot. The tickets will be available online and here in-house, so you can choose. However, we really do visualize and plan to sell out. Erin usually sells out wherever she plays, and so if you want to come, get your tickets early when they are available, and more information about that later. And then at the last hospitality meeting, we had a group of people who volunteered to distribute some flyers around the area on various bulletin boards, Panera, different grocery stores, and all of that. So if you all are here today, I put the flyers on the table with the tablecloth on it in the lobby, and when you take your flyer to post, would you just mark your name off so that I know that that one's done? And if any of the rest of you would like to join that effort, just get in line out there, and we're just kind of spread out wherever you live. Some people live west, most people live south. So other volunteers are needed. Also, save the date, one final thing, in April the 23rd for the Route 66 Jazz Orchestra concert and dinner this time. This is the time that we provide dinner, and then we get 100% of the profits, of the net profits, and the jazz band is very generous with us in that. So that will be another good fundraiser for us. So today's the first of the month. We got a little off schedule with this because we lost some time with the snow and all that. But on the first of the month, we usually reaffirm our vision, mission, and core values. So would you join me, please? Vision first. In oneness of spirit, we celebrate a world awakened to infinite possibilities. Our mission: we are a vibrant, inclusive spiritual community, enriching lives through positive prayer, education, and service. And our core values, going clockwise together: spirit-led, love, oneness, acceptance, welcoming, spiritual growth. That's who we are as a spiritual community. Also, if you're going downstairs after service, and we hope all of you do, there's a brochure on the bulletin board up for about, help me, Steve, when is it? Okay. Just not Aaron Bodie. Mitzi, thank you. See what happens to me when I get a week off? I just go crazy. Can't remember anything. Mitzi it does a great concert. So it's downstairs. Maybe I'll send an email out about it since I didn't get all the details. So today's message is your best, no more, no less. I invite you all to stand if you're willing and able for the first community song. It's a new one for the new month. It's not new, but it's one that you've learned before. I Release and Let Go by Ricky Byers and Michael Beckwith, led by Katie Michaelis and accompanied by Steve Schenkel. Thank you both.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in spirit, yes. I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free
Good morning. My name is Mary Chiminello, and I have the privilege of being your prayer chaplain today. I will be over by the windows after the service to pray with you as anything that is on your heart. And as always, all prayers are kept confidential. Today's word is positivity. Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. You say that with me? Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. I've heard it said most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. These words show me the importance of positivity and how an upbeat attitude can keep me afloat upon the rough waters of life. Positivity helps me see the world as full of joy and positivity and possibilities. Difficulties may arise, but my confident faith in the goodness of God gives me the power to cross the stormy sea to find calm waters and the warmth of sunshine. The light of God surrounds, enfolds, and uplifts me. When I center my thoughts on the divine within, I feel equipped to meet all challenges. God's indwelling grace sees me through the stormy days, even if squalls of sadness toss me about. By faith, I will outlast the gales and reach calm seas again. And from Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flows the springs of life. Let us pray. Take a deep breath, and as you let it out, feel that grace of positivity. As we all know, life does not always go as smoothly as we like. There's always the ups and the downs. But when we open our eyes to the right scene, the right possibilities, the right positivity, we can go through that storm of life to the calmness and the rightness of the perfect path and the perfect outcome. And so it is. Amen.
This is a song about forgiveness. And forgiving ourselves as well as the world. But I'm about to sing the wrong song because the lyrics are underneath the sheet. So just imagine this to yourself while I switch the lyrics up. I have never been connected, never been convicted, but still I'm here in this 9-foot box year after year. My heart gets harder than the walls that keep closing in. I could walk out today, but I refuse to forgive. But a free heart unburdened by hate, a free heart is a choice that we make. A higher truth we decide to see. Freedom is forgiveness. We hold the key. Who carries the weight when our feelings are hard? Who is the prisoner when we are the guard? Who will not release the bitterness we hide? We create the bars our heart stands behind. Well, this all would be better if it wasn't for me, 'cause I can't get beyond the walls that I see. My ribs are crushed, I'm struggling to breathe. They tell me I'm forgiven, but I refuse to believe. But a free heart, unburdened by hate. A free heart is a choice that we made. A higher truth we decide to see. Freedom is forgiveness. We hold the key. So open the cage and let your spirit fly like a beautiful bird across the sky. A free heart and amazing grace. Won't you take me? Won't you take me? Won't you take me away? On my small hard bed, there's a world of dreams where everything in here is nowhere to be seen. It's a place I remember from long ago, and I'm shaking and waking as my tears begin to flow. A free heart, unburdened by hate. A free heart is a choice that we make. And about how we decide to see freedom is forgiveness. We hold the key. Yes, a free heart, a choice that we make. And burdened by hate, a free heart and life. Freedom is forgiveness. We hold the key. Na, 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 na,
Thank you, Brian. That was beautiful. So, today we complete our series on the Four Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom by Don Miquel Ruiz. Based on ancient Toltec wisdom, the Four Agreements provide a framework for us to release harmful social conditioning and limiting beliefs that rob us of our God-given joy. Now, the main idea behind the agreements is that our society, all societies, I think, have strict cultural expectations and rules about how we are to be. From an early age, we learned that if we behaved in a socially acceptable manner, we were rewarded, and that felt great. However, if we varied from expectations of others, parents, family members, teachers, siblings, and unfortunately, organized religion, we were chastised, and that did not feel as good. We spend our lives trying to please others. To avoid being unacceptable or feeling unloved and rejected, we learn to pretend to be what others want us to be. As New Thought minister Reverend Michael Beckwith writes, society exerts a powerful influence to create an identity that the outside world defines as successful. Most of us spend so much energy on the identity we present to the world that we forget it is not who and what we really are. This is absolutely the worst kind of identity theft because we do it to ourselves. So the Four Agreements hold the power for us to align in our true identity. Today, we're going to explore the fourth agreement, the culmination of the first three, but I realize some people are here for the first time. You can see the other three if you'd like to on our First Unity YouTube channel, and then you can get caught up. But I'll just do a quick review. So first of all, I want you to, those of you who've been with us, I want you to reflect about, and I'll do the same thing, reflect about how you're doing with each one of these. So the first one was, and you can say them with me, the first one, say that with me please, is be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Now, our words hold the power to create. And Ruiz says we can create a personal heaven on earth, or we can create with them a living hell. Remember the unique definition that Ruiz has of sin? Does anybody remember it? He says sin is, say this with me, anything you do which goes against yourself. We go against ourselves when we judge ourselves or blame ourselves unnecessarily, when we don't forgive ourselves. In fact, Ruiz says self-rejection is the biggest sin you could possibly commit. So the second agreement is, say it with me please, don't take anything personally. Ruiz notes that nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. In Unity, we would say their own consciousness, their only mindset. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be a victim of needless suffering. So the thing is, even when people seem to launch a personal attack on you, it's really not about you. It's about their own conditioning, their own agreements. When we take in the emotional garbage of another, it becomes our garbage, and that's not a good thing. So 2 weeks ago, we addressed the third agreement. Say this with me, please. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. In other words, we can learn to pause and ask the wisdom of our hearts if our assumptions are true or if they might be false. So the fourth and final agreement is always do your best. Now I invite all of us to take these words in and consider, what voices do I hear when I consider this one? What voices do I hear? Always do your best. So whose voice do you hear? Parents? Teachers? Other relatives chastising you? I hear my Girl Scout leader from when I was 11 years old. Yes, who told me that I needed to learn to sew on a button so that someday I could mend my husband's shirts. I swear to God, I've never forgotten it. So she was not very pleased when I said to her, well, why can't my husband fix his own shirts? That was not the right answer. She wasn't happy with me. So the point is, when we hear always do your best, it can bring up tinges of guilt, not measuring up, or not living up to someone else's expectations, which I certainly didn't in that story. So Jesus told us, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But is knowing the truth enough, or is it just the first step? I love the translation of this from the modern Bible, the Message. We read from the Message, if you stick with this, living out what I tell you, you are my disciples for sure. Then you will experience for yourselves the truth, and the truth will set you free. I think that's one place that the Message really got it right. Knowing that every single one of us is an individualized expression of spirit, we realize that we are on this earth to live the truth and be all that we are created to be. And we can't let anyone else take that away from us. So in a book I think we still have copies of this available in the bookstore because I quoted it one day and people wanted to buy it. It's called A Daily Dose of Sanity by Alan Cohen. He shares a story about a student at UC Berkeley who arrived late one day to his mathematics class, and there were some problems on the board, so he quickly copied them down, took them home, worked on them for homework, solved them, brought his homework back the next day. The day after that, His professor was banging on his door. And his professor said to him, son, how in the world did you solve these problems? And George said, well, they're just homework. And his professor said, no, they were not just homework. These are classically unsolvable mathematical problems, and you just solve them. And I love what Alan Cohen says about this. He says, the point here, sorry, I got myself lost here. He says, blessed are those who are so naive that they do not know what they cannot do. Isn't that a beautiful thought? We just put all sorts of barriers up. If we don't know we cannot do, we just charge right ahead and we do it. So according to Ruiz, the Fourth Amendment is where the rubber hits the road, his language. Here's his perspective. Under any circumstances, always do your best, no more and no less. Everything on this physical plane is alive and changing all the time. On this relative plane, we might say. So sometimes our best will be high quality, and other times it will not be quite as good. Ruiz says, your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you're healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. So like everything in the outer world, our best is relative. Our best, when we're full of energy, we might be able to do one level of best. Sometimes doing our best might be listening to our body and taking a nap, just knowing when to check out. So Ruiz says if you try too hard to give more than your best, you'll spend too much energy, you'll overdo and go against yourself, remember that, leading to diminishing results. On the other hand, if you do less than your best, you're subject to maybe frustration and regret. Do your best, no more, no less. Ruiz shares a story that I think a lot of you know. This is also in several Barry Butterworth's books. It's about a man who really wanted to transcend his suffering. So he went to a Buddhist temple and met with a master. And he said to the master, if I meditate 4 hours a day, how long will it take me to transcend? And the master said, well, about 10 years. And he said, I don't have that long. What if I meditate 8 hours a day? Then how long will it take? And the master said, well, some of you know, well, probably about 20 years. And the guy says, wait, I don't get it. How could it possibly take more? If I meditate more, I don't understand that. And the master says, you are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to love, and to be happy. And if you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation or less, and you spend 8, you're only going to grow tired and miss the point. Do your best, trust the process, and you will find what you seek. Ruiz says, doing your best, you will live your life intensely, be productive, and serve as a force for good. And here's an important caveat. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you are expecting a reward. Ruiz says too many people do just the opposite. Motivated only by reward, they go to work on Monday morning and count the minutes until Friday. Have you ever checked out at a grocery store someplace and the bagger and the person who's checking you out are just talking about how many more hours they have left to work? That always makes me feel guilty for being a customer or something. It's not a good feeling. So Ruiz says people grudgingly work all week, long enough to pay the rent, feed the kids, support the family. And on the weekend, they try to escape. They drink too much because they do not like themselves. When we don't love ourselves, we hurt ourselves in many ways. On the other hand, when we love ourselves and find purpose and joy in our work, we do not focus only on the reward. Rewards will come, for sure, but we're not attached to them. Rumi wrote, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. And it's a big difference in doing it with drudgery and dread. And also when you do your best, no more, no less, you don't allow that inner judge, we all know that inner judge, that critic within, you don't allow that inner judge to find you guilty. You don't judge yourself by your past, you don't live there anymore. And if someone comes at you with negative criticism, you've got the right answer. The right answer is, I gave my best. I have no regrets. So you don't take that in from another person. And Ruiz says, working through the agreements, you challenge long-held beliefs about yourself, asking, are these really true? Is it something my mother said when I was 4, a teacher said when I was 12? Is it really true? And sometimes you discover that all your life you tried to be good enough for everyone else, and you put yourself last. And that's a very sad thing. I will never remember very well in my teens. I grew up Methodist, and I went to a summer camp every summer in Arcadia, Missouri, and I loved it. I felt so close to God there. The stars in the summer sky were just vivid. The blazing campfires were mesmerizing, and I was really moved by singing with all the other campers songs like "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Make It Shine." I think I still do that in youth ed. But one message I received around that campfire was not so enlightening, and I will never forget it. A speaker said, "Okay, everyone, here's the secret to a good life. You always put God first." Actually, I'm okay with that one. "You always put other people second, and you always put yourself last." And I am telling you, it took me years to release that agreement to put myself last. It was like a lifelong journey. So Rez notes, when you always put yourself last, you sacrifice personal freedom in order to live up to somebody else's expectations. What kind of power are you giving away that way? You try to be good enough for your mother, your father, your teachers, your beloved, your children, and the list goes on. And remember, when Jesus was asked by one of the Pharisees which of the 613 commandments in the Hebrew Bible was the greatest, he responded, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." If we cannot behold the Christ in ourselves, I don't think we can possibly see it in other people. We're not really understanding what it is. So Ruiz says, doing your best really doesn't feel like working. Here's another thing. It doesn't feel like drudgery because you're enjoying what you do. You do your best not because you have to, not because you fear judgment, or you're trying to please others. You take action because you find joy in the action. I'm like that with my koi pond. It is a mucky mess, and I get out there and pull algae and all of that, but to me, I enjoy it. I'm outside, and I love it. Other people would hate that, doing that. So we just need to find what it is that brings us joy. Ruiz says, action is about living fully. Inaction is the way we deny life. Inaction is sitting in front of the TV every day for years because you're afraid to be alive. You're afraid to take the risk of expressing who and what you really are. He says, doing my best has become a ritual in my life because I make the choice to make every action a ritual. Whether I'm taking a shower or going for a walk, I try to do the best I can for my body. I tell my body how much I love and appreciate it. That reminds us of our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore. Rez shares a ritual in India. Some of you have probably seen if you've gone to the Indian temple here. It's called puja, and it's where people keep idols that represent the divine in various forms. They bathe the idols, they present them with food, and they chant mantras. And Ruiz says the idols are not important. They're not important. What's important is the way people perform these rituals to honor all the aspects of God. He writes specifically, you don't need to worship idols of the Virgin Mary, the Christ, or the Buddha. You can if you want to, if that makes you feel good and closer to God. But, however, he says, your own body and all of life is a manifestation of God. God is life. God is life in action. Every action can become a ritual in which you are honoring God. Every thought, every emotion, every expression of love and gratitude becomes communion with the divine. And I think maybe this is what Paul was referring to when he wrote to the Thessalonians, saying, rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, in everything find thanks, because in everything we can find the divine. So he says the best way to say, I love you, God, is to live your life doing your best. The best way to say thank you, God, is to let go of the past and living in the present moment, right here and right now. Whatever life takes from you, we sang this morning in a very enthusiastic way, we are here to release and let it go. Letting go of the past allows us to fully be present in the moment. Not enjoying what is happening right now is only being half alive, no matter what it is you're doing, and that leads to pain and suffering. Ruiz says, you were born to be happy. You were born to live in joy and to share the love that you are. You are alive, so take your life and live it. Don't resist life passing through you, because guess what? That is God passing through you, Spirit passing through you. Just your existence proves the existence of God life and God energy. You have the right to be you. When you don't do your best, you deny yourself that right. You don't need the acceptance of others. I love this line. You express your own divinity by loving yourself and others. That's the highest expression we can give. So as always, that all sounds well and good, right? But in Unity, we always try to look for those practical applications. So from one of my favorite New Thought ministers, Reverend Martha Krieg, she asked, how do you do your best? No more, no less. And she says, before you even begin, you can take a moment to just stop and breathe. And we talk about the breath a lot in Unity. Just stop and breathe. Release whatever needs to be released, and use your power of imagination to see the outcome you desire. It really helps before you start a project. The next step she calls presence. Check in with yourself, she says. Notice how you feel when you anticipate the task. Does it bring you stress? And she provides what she calls a HALT test, and it goes like this. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, isolated, tired? If so, my best will not be as good as it will be when I am nourished, calm, and collected. Martha suggests we ask ourselves, what can I realistically commit to that I can do so without feeling overwhelmed? Because once we start feeling overwhelmed, we're not giving it too much of our best. And the next one then is finally proceed. Give an honest yes and an honest no. Say yes to accept where you are right now, and say no to shame and guilt. Don't should on yourself, right? Repeat and restore whatever you need to restore. Take a walk, a timeout, a rest, a vacation. Finally, persist. She says, expect discomfort and clunkiness as you form new habits. That's part of forming a new habit. Do what you can with what you have, where you are, and remember who you are, and that will really help. Use your power of strength to keep on keeping on. That's one thing that our power of strength located in our lower back does for us. So Rez notes, the first 3 agreements will only work if you do your best. Choose to honor all 4 agreements. Don't expect that you will always, however, this is not come as a shock to any of us, don't expect that you will always be able to be impeccable with your word. Your habits are too strongly and deeply rooted, but you can do your best with that agreement. Don't expect that you will never take anything personally. Sometimes we get our feelings hurt. Or never make another assumption, because in both cases, you simply do your best. And by doing so, the old habits will slowly become weaker and less frequent. The important thing is not to judge yourself, feel guilty, or punish yourself if you fail to keep an agreement. Just regroup and go back. Ruiz says, I have fallen many times, but I stand up and keep going. I don't feel sorry for myself. I say to myself, I am strong enough, I am intelligent enough, I can do this. And he says to us, and so can you. So Rez's parting wisdom is, if you're doing your best with these agreements over and over again, you will feel more authentic and feel good about yourself. If you do your best in search of your personal freedom, in search for self-love, you will discover that it's only a matter of time when you absolutely find that which you are seeking. Your life will be transformed, your relationships will be richer, peace will prevail, and your love, Your absolute love will be a magnet for good, not only for yourself, but for the whole world. And I will say that that's needed right now. So Rez ends by saying, always do your best with the 4 agreements. And so it is. So let's just take a moment now to connect to that greater reality, the God that we worship, the God that we might call spirit or divine mind or infinite intelligence, and let's affirm what is being affirmed in Unity churches all over the world this morning. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and at work in my life. God, the good, omnipotent, and so it is.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, God is there. Unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
And so I invite you now to close your outer eyes if you have not already done so, and that's comfortable. Just settle into your seat, letting it support you. Relax your body, especially being sensitive to any areas of tightness or tension. Take a deep, cleansing breath. Hold it for a few seconds, and then gently, slowly release. It only takes one conscious breath to become fully attuned to this present moment. And as you continue breathing in and breathing out, with every inhalation, feel the breath of life enter your lungs. And with every exhalation, just release any worries, fears, and thoughts of less than. In this moment of centered awareness, know that what has come before is the past. What is yet to become is the future. There is only the blessed now. Resting in this precious moment is a gift. Every breath is a gift. Stillness is a gift. From this sacred place of stillness, realize you are an individualized expression of the divine. One with the universe, one with all life, one in the perfect, unconditional love of God. All the powers of the Christ are your divine birthright. You are on this earth to be love, faith, strength, peace, and power. When you claim your true identity, your real self, you are able to release any old agreements that others might have imposed upon you. In their place, you make agreements based on love, agreements that enable you to love yourself and others the way Spirit loves. No conditions, no expectations, no judgments. So set the intention right here, right now, to honor the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best, being willing to move into action as you are guided. With every action you contemplate, be willing to ask yourself, is this action that I'm contemplating? Is this relationship that I'm entering into? Is this action I'm about to take based on the truth of my being? And if the answer is yes, you will be acting from a position of love, strength, and power, never from a position of victimhood and fear. So at this now moment, ask yourself, where does this truth live in me? Remember, doing your best in search of personal freedom and self-love, it's just a matter of time when you absolutely find what you desire. So if there's any situation in your entire life where you feel the need to move into action, prepare to take this into your heart. In your heart, know your oneness. In the heart, greater truths are revealed. So now for a few moments, in the silence, in the precious silence, know you will be guided to knowing and revealing more and more of your true self. And so now, as we come back together as a greater spiritual community, take one more deep breath, smile, and feel the joy and power of knowing you are one with all of life. Set the intention to live in that joyful expectation of your good, and the universe will respond. We name this and we claim this in and through the power of the Christ, and we are so grateful. We say, so it is. Amen.
We come to unity. Come home, children. Come on home. You've been searching for so long. Come, children. Come on home. Hear me calling. Day is done. I'm waiting, waiting, waiting for you. I'm waiting, waiting, waiting for you. There's not much you need to know, but to trust what's in your soul. Not one thing, not one thing will you lack. My children, I will see to that. Come Come home, children. I'm waiting, waiting, waiting for you. I will be waiting, waiting, waiting for you. Come on, children, come on home. Hear me calling. Day is done. Hear me calling. Day is done. Hear me calling. Day is done. Come home.
Thank you so much, Brian. We so appreciate you having with us today. We really do. Sometimes I can't talk after you sing, but I'll try. So thank you, Katie, for just using your marvelous talent with us, and Steve Schenkel for all you do, and Jeremiah Bircher, our amazing sound and visual engineer who makes all this happen every single week. So now it's that time in our service where we just get to pause, reflect, and give thanks for our many blessings. We appreciate your financial donations, as we do depend on them to fulfill our mission of enriching more and more lives. For those of you in-house, the box for tithes and offerings is in the aisle in the back. And streamers, we want to thank you, those of you who are giving. We appreciate that. For everyone, contributions can be made via PayPal, Google Pay, and Apple Pay. So just hit the donate button on the unitystl.org or on our YouTube channel. Knowing we are one with divine source, would you please join me in our prosperity prayer? Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We affirm that God is our source, and we are grateful for prosperity in our personal lives and in our spiritual community. So now I invite you to stand, if you're willing and able, for our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. The presence indwells us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Please remain standing. Thank you all for being here today. We hope you come back next week. As a vibrant, inclusive spiritual community, we come together to express godness and goodness in the world. So our service will end today with our community song, I Am the Radiant Life of God. I want to hear you singing, okay? And afterwards, come downstairs for coffee and conversation. All are welcome.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, rhythm of God. I am the wonderful love of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am the light of God, success of God, prosperity, happiness, might of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am.
May I reach